Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. All right. Welcome to the 10th episode.
So that's a milestone.
Yeah, I feel like 10's a milestone of the KillCam Podcast. Again, disclaimer, we are still apart from each other and still have not touched. Yeah, I beat you too. It's slick.
All right.
All right, well, we've got some good articles to talk about today.
What an asshole.
Some good topics. We Kevin and I did have a really fun time playing Predator, so we'll talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of down to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We got our new Assassin's Creed game we can talk about. Last of Us has a new release date.
Until it gets pushed back again.
Yep. I don't know. Kevin has a game he made up. A game.
Okay, fine. We don't have to play a fun little game. I thought those were interesting little things to do to like have a little bit of fun, but fine. We'll just read articles and fuck off then.
Jesus, man.
All right, anyway.
Drink your liquor.
We are drinking again this episode. It's not sober like...
It's already worse.
So I want to talk about... Yeah, so we talked about Predator. Nice. Both on the EA DICE side of things, Battlefield 6 is in production, and with that, Battlefield 5 and Battlefront 2 are both getting their final updates. And then they're moving on to the next Battlefield, which I'm hoping will be modern. We'll talk about that later. Want to talk about a couple new games that have come out. Gears Tactics being one of them, and I saw that. This little game called Cloudpunk that I've been seeing more and more, and it's actually like a top seller on Steam, and it looks kind of fun. Fortnite's adding a new little mode / map that I think would be fun to talk about.
I heard about that too.
Yeah, you want to talk about Last of Us release date? Well, I want to talk about Detroit Humans release date, the remake for that PS2 classic. And then I think, you had some other little, like, just one-off things you want to talk about. We'll tackle as we go on. So, I mean, do you want to jump right in with this Assassin's Creed thing?
Yeah, so per the norm, there is a new Assassin's Creed game, which the details finally came out today, which is the 29th.
Yes.
So it sounds like this new Assassin's Creed game is going to be in the Viking era.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Isn't it called like Ragnarok or something?
It says it's from IGN by Joe Screbbles. Ubisoft has announced that the full reveal for the newly titled Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Valhalla, that was it.
Yes.
Not Ragnarok. I got Thor Ragnarok on the line. Dude, I mean, it's Norse, so it's probably going to have some. That's the thing with those games. They're getting... I never really played them in super detail, but it seems like they're just getting, like, very, like, out there. Like, there's lots of mythology and gods and, like, otherworldly kind of shit in those games. I thought it was just you relive, like, your lineage, but apparently there's a whole lot of, like, a whole mythological side.
Yeah, I mean... Full disclosure, the last Assassin's Creed I played from beginning to end was Assassin's Creed 3, the one that was set during the American Revolution.
Oh, okay.
Which is good. I mean, the first Assassin's Creed was kind of groundbreaking when it came out. I enjoyed it. Assassin's Creed 2 is one of those games that will like hold its own going through history. Game history. It's a good game. I loved that game with Ezio.
It was Ezio? I thought it was Altair, or was he the first
one?
Okay.
That was the first one. And then the third one was, I'm trying to blank on his name. Where's Charles Lee?
Nice.
He was really pissed off. He was my favorite.
Really?
Of the Assassins. He's most people's least favorite. But that's why I liked him, because like in a lot of the other Assassin's Creed, you play like a goofball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or like Ezio was like such like a goofball ladies man and all this stuff. And like Altair was just a dickhead. At least like an Assassin's
I'm glad we brought alcohol back to this.
But like in Assassin's Creed 3, he was like a real character. He's a Native American whose father is white and his mother
is a whore.
Is indigenous. All right, it's not what I was gonna say. And it's just his character's very real. The dude does not have like a humor bone in his body, which makes sense considering the things that happened to him. And like, you know, he watches his mom burn to death.
Jesus.
In like a hut.
Spoilers.
Set by his white father. And then like, yeah, he's not a funny dude. He doesn't have anything to be funny about. Like his people are being eradicated. Like it's like, and everyone was like, oh, he was so dark and like not cool. It's like, what is he supposed to, like, oh yeah, watch my mom get burned. Yeah, sick, bro. Like,
here's a joke, man.
Yeah, sick, bro. Yeah. It's, you know, like, I don't know. I loved Assassin's Creed 3.
You're getting into this.
Yeah. And Black Flag was okay, but I never finished it. But the ship combat was obviously really cool.
And the sea shanties were really popular. I know that was like, everyone loved the music in that game. Well, I mean...
And there's not too many details on this new Assassin's Creed.
Do we have like a release date or like any...
No, the big reveal was them confirming it was...
okay, so they were just like... It was just like a title card, like Assassin's Creed, Valhalla, and then that was it?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, that's fair enough. That's usually how...
Said there's more details tomorrow.
Oh, wow, that's a fast follow-up.
Yeah.
You should... Not like Halo, where they announced it 5 years ago, and then we still haven't heard shit about it. I'm going to keep railing on this until we see more Halo news. But, yeah, so there's Ragnarok, or Valhalla. I need to stop calling it Ragnarok. I know we mentioned this like a little bit later, but I kind of want to jump into it now. So we talked about Predator Hunting Grounds on the last cast, and me and Spencer both purchased it, got it on PC. Game has crossplay also, just I don't know if we touched on that last time, but it has crossplay with PS4, the other thing it's on, exclusive. So we're going to give our thoughts on it. So first off, like if you could give it like a 2 or 3 sentence just general review, like what would you say? If someone was like, hey, what's Predator like? You could just be like, this.
My first thought would be, don't get it if you don't have friends to play with.
Yep.
That's my first thought. Second, you have to be a fan of the Predator background, the Predator story, the Predator lore.
Yeah.
You have to be a fan of that environment.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people who are going to get that game are.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people who I've played with, like I played a couple games like randomly, and like they'd make like Predator comments or references like to me. I'm like, okay, like these guys are genuinely fans and wanted to enjoy this game. But I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it. We were playing as Marines since we're partied up. We can't
hit it, Marines.
We can't do like one of us Marines, one of us Predator. That's unfair. But playing as the Marines is kind of fun. So a couple nights ago, I played a solo match as the Predator. And remember how, like, when we were playing, like, we wouldn't see the Predator, like, sometimes at all? Like, maybe see him once, and then we wouldn't see him till, like, the end of the game?
Yeah.
When I played as a Predator, it's very easy to lose track of them. Because it takes so long for you to heal. If they get a lot of damage on you and you jump away to heal, and they decide to, like, book it,
yeah.
Dude, I was looking, because it was the one where you have to, like, burn the drug boats, I think, where it's, like, the kind of swampy one. Dude, I was, like, jumping from trees all over the place, thermal skin. I couldn't find shit until it was, like, helicopter exfil inbound. I'm like, what the hell? And by the time I got there, like, I only killed one of them. It's like, it's... You really have to, like, keep an eye. I thought it was just going to be mindless. Like, they'd always show up on my radar. They must have all been using, like, suppressors because I wasn't hearing any gunfire. Like...
Suppressors and mud.
And mud, yeah. I mean, maybe I'm just a shitty Predator. Maybe they were like, hey, let's play this smart. But it was fun, like, when I did see him to, like, be up in the trees and, like, start shooting the plasma caster down, and then you'd see him just start, like, panicking and running around while you're just up in the tree, just until they fucking see you, and then it's like, all right. I think one of them had a sniper, because my health dropped, like, immediately. I'm like, all right. That's why I had to dip out so fast. But I enjoyed it. I think it'll be a game that, I mean, they already updated it once since it released. They updated it once, and that first patch that came out did improve it. Like,
yeah, I played it the
launch day,
and the AI was shockingly bad.
It was so bad.
And so, just for some clarity for listeners, for many hundreds of thousands of listeners,
nice,
that when you're in the Marines, you have to complete like a specific...
I think it's 4 missions. There are like 4 objectives.
4 objectives, and then you can leave, and then you win. But not only are you having to deal with the Predator, you have to deal with NPC, like dudes with guns.
Like guerrilla fighters.
Warfare, yeah. And so the first few matches I played, I mean, these guys were like dumber than a sack of ass.
They were bad. I mean, to the point where like you could execute someone and an NPC like 2 feet next to the guy
just keeps patrolling.
Yeah, like, and like when they'd shoot at you, they'd miss like every shot. They'd maybe hit you every now and again, but then that patch that came out,
yeah, and then
those NPCs started doing damage.
It was like a full gig patch overnight. It was a gig and a
yeah,
gig and a quarter.
It was like 1.3 or something like that.
And then all of a sudden, the NPCs were like formidable. They kick your ass.
Yeah, like I was paying it no mind, and then I was at like 20 something health. I'm like, oh shit. Which also makes it more fun because then at that point, the NPCs are giving you a little bit more of a pushback, which just gives the Predator more time to set up and, set up his ambush or just blindly rush in and get moshed.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that one?
I was going to say the quality of the game strongly depends on the quality of your Predator.
AKA someone who's seen the movie and knows how to hunt like a Predator makes the game really fun.
Yeah, because we had some matches where the Predator clearly knew what was going on and like how to be the Predator, and it's not a brute force.
Yeah, it's not just I'm a running and mess you all up.
It's fine to get somebody isolated and then kill them really quickly, and then move on,
or like just disrupt them enough to like make them scatter. I said that one game I played where the Predator had the hunting net. That was pretty fun because like we'd be walking and like I remember I straight up saw it, like I was like in a hut looking for an objective, and I just see like my Marine ally just get pinned to the wall with a net, and it's like, holy shit. The Predator just comes in, starts moshing him. I don't think he knew I was in there because I was mudded up. So I shot him and he like quick ran, dipped out, and then like perched up outside like on like that satellite dish level, just waited for us to come out. And then sure enough, like the big plasma caster just flies out. It's like he knew how to play. He wiped us also. He downed me. This was the play. We're lingering on this too long, but this was the play. He downed me and was really weak. And when they were reviving me, it looked like he just kind of like gave up. So he went down and activated the wrist bomb. Because my teammates were picking me up, none of us could make it outside of the blast zone, and he won. And like even the guy I was playing with was like, we got fucking played.
That was like a 4G play, 5G play.
Yeah, even like I said, the guy I was playing with, he was like, that was so fucking good. He was like, I think he did that on purpose. Because, like I said, he was watching us, and then he just kind of let us kill him. I think it was to activate the shit and kill us all. I mean, that's the most Predator thing to do.
Yeah.
That guy, like, watched the movies. Like, he read the books. He knew his shit.
And then there's the other time you play against a Predator where they think that they're like a battle tank. And then they just jump in between, like, all 4 humans. And then just get fucking wrecked.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of games where they just, like, jumped down right in front of us. We'd all shoddy him. And the game would be over in, like, 2 minutes. It's like, nice. Like, this was fun for you, I bet.
What about that one guy that...
Oh, nice. I know exactly where this is going. You want to save that for your hot take?
It didn't piss me off, though. Just like, what an idiot.
I mean, you got pretty pissed off in game, it sounded like.
All right, we'll save it.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, like I said, Predator's fun. If you have friends to play with and you enjoy the Predator...
You need to have friends to play with.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if crossplay, because I added some guy who was on PS4 we were playing, and I added him. It wasn't letting me invite him to games, so I don't know if there's... All right, fine. Fuck. The game has crossplay. I thought it would be cool to play with people on PS4. He was actually a good player, like communicating, like playing smart. He was like the only PS4 player with a mic. No one uses mics in that game. It's upsetting.
It is. It's very difficult.
And there's one person who did use a mic, but they use it for all the wrong reasons, which we'll touch on later. I know Spencer wants to talk about that. So, let's talk about a couple games that came out. I don't know if you've seen them. So Gears Tactics came out.
I saw the announcement, but I don't even know what it is, other than it looks like it's like
it's a Gears of War strategy game.
Yeah.
Which...
It looks like it's XCOM almost.
Kinda, yeah. And part of me...
Grubs.
I like the Gears franchise.
Oh, do you? I didn't know.
All right, moving on then. No, but I think that could potentially... I'm not going to pay $60. Like, maybe when it goes on sale for like $45 or $40... I'll buy it then, or maybe when it comes on Xbox. I feel like it'll be easier with a controller. I'm not trying to have like RTS and strategy games are easier for me to like comprehend because I don't have 50 fucking keys, each one doing something. Like everything's kind of mapped like, oh, press A twice to do this versus like press Alt and then like this on the keyboard.
Fucking noob.
Essentially, this is why I don't play RTS games. When you're telling me about playing StarCraft, it's because they're complicated.
Nice.
All right, nice. Anyway, and then the other game that I wanted to talk to you about is, have you seen this game called Cloudpunk?
No, I have not.
So it's an indie game, and it's a narrative-driven game, not like super like awesome combat or like a lot to do. It's just kind of like a story-driven, but essentially you're just like a delivery person in like this retro wave cyberpunk like looking city, and it's like the story's kind of told through like dialogue, because it's like you fly around, deliver your package, and then you walk it to where it needs to go. And it's like the description of the game is like there's only two things, like deliver the package and don't ask what's in the box. So it's like there's probably some like little story about that, but the visuals are what caught me, because like I said, it's very neon-y. Like I like the whole cyberpunk like synth aesthetic. So, and you can just fly around in hover cars in a city, and that sounds badass. I feel like that's one of those games where it's just kind of, you know, if you have nothing better to do and you just want to chill, like load up some Cloudpunk and go to town. Could be one you might like. I don't know.
Why is... did you say steampunk?
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. Define cyberpunk for me.
Ooh.
Versus steampunk.
Steampunk is like a little bit more like...
industrial?
Yeah, like industrially looking, versus like cyberpunk's very like... think of like what like 80s like futurism would look like all the neon and like kind of...
so crappy Arnold Schwarzenegger movies from the 80s.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah. Maybe add a little bit more like neon and tech, and yeah, like it would be like a cross between like Coruscant from Star Wars and like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, if that makes sense, or like the underworld of Coruscant, or even the overworld, I guess.
Got it. Okay, got it.
Look at Dredd. Dredd's kind of a cyberpunky city.
Fuck yeah.
I knew you'd be like, okay, or Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, yeah.
Yeah. So those are the two games I want to talk about. I feel like I've been talking a lot. So what's a topic that you have?
Star Wars Episode 1 Racer has been delayed.
Didn't you just like talk about that
last episode? Only for PS4 it's been delayed.
I'm not going to lie. Like I've been thinking about that since you've said it, because I'm like, man, like we got a pod racer back? That's awesome. Wait, so what happened? Who's that game being developed by?
Let's see.
Is it EA? Because doesn't EA have Star Wars?
Developer ASPYR. Aspire?
Sure.
Announced that Star Wars episode, this is on IGN, by Adam Bankhurst, has announced that Star Wars Episode 1 Racer will be delayed, but only on the PS4. The new release date for the PS4 version is now May 26th, while the Switch version will still release on May 12th. So it's like 2-3 weeks.
Is it only PS4 and Switch?
It sounds like it, yeah.
I'm kind of jacked.
And it doesn't even look like it's a full upgrade. It looks like it's like the 64 graphics and stuff.
I mean, I was kind of hoping, I thought it was going to be like a complete like...
That's what I was hoping for, yeah. I was like, that would actually be sick.
Yeah, I'm not. That's why I'm like, why isn't this made like bigger headlines?
See, and this is something that always makes me chuckle, is that when you have like something from like the 64 era, and then they revamp it and they say, it's 1080p, 60 FPS. And I'm like, okay, but it looks like a bunch of blocks.
Yeah, it's still this. It's like, yeah, you can make.
And I'm not hating on the 64. I'm just saying, it's like, oh, it's 1080p, 60 FPS. Yeah, but it looks like piles of crap moving around.
Yeah, because they just made the pixel count 1080p. They didn't update textures. So it's like, yeah, thanks. The game's going to be 1080p, so it's like these pixels look crisper, but it doesn't change anything for the textures, you know? Yeah. Which, I mean, some people do like. To some people, like, that means a lot. But to me, I'm like, just give me an HD remaster, man. Of Pod Racer, that would have been sick. I'm looking at a picture of it now, and the racers, like, the pods actually don't look bad, but that texture underneath, Christ.
Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
That looks like ass. Like, I can count the number.
If this is like $3, I might get it.
If it's dirt fucking cheap, then yeah, I'll get. But if they're like $40, I'm like,
you can suck my ass.
Damn. Well,
so I'm a little disappointed to see that it's not a full remaster.
I thought, yeah, that's what I thought when you said it. I thought it was like an HD, like current gen. That's what I was like, this is fucking. That's why I was like, why is no one talking about this? This should be big news. Fuck. Well, I guess Sony looking at it, because Sony did get the Star Wars, Clone Wars and Bounty Hunter, like those PS2 games, are on PS4. So
yeah, it makes sense.
Maybe they have like an exclusivity license for like older games, because I know EA does like all the new ones. So maybe like the old licenses are like a toss up. I don't know. I don't know how any of that works. I'm not going to look into it. I just want to play the game, boy.
So on a similar note, what's a game or series that's not KOTOR that you would like to see remastered or brought back?
I have 2, maybe 3 if we want to get a little bit obscure. The first one that came to mind, the Fable series. Like, I know that it's been rumored to come back for so long, but we still haven't heard anything.
They remastered on the 360?
Yeah, the original Fable was released on the Xbox, like the original Xbox, and they did a Fable anniversary for...
Anniversary, that's what I'm thinking of.
And then Fable 2 and Fable 3 were on Xbox 360, but I feel like those games would do good with the overhaul. This one is a game that I feel like goes under the radar, but was so much fun for its time. SOCOM Navy SEALs.
I remember that game.
Those games were good as fuck. Like, for a PS2 era game, like, those games were pretty in-depth. Like, I feel like those games might have been a little bit ahead of their time. Because it wasn't just like, here's a fuckload of guns, like, go into battle, just guns ablazing. It's like, you kind of had to play that smart. And you could give, like, your Marines, like, you could tell them, like, move here and hold or whatever, and, like, set up and then be, like, attack, and then, like, you'll all converge on, like, this camp. Like, it was pretty well thought out. And then the other game, if we're getting more obscure, is on the original PlayStation, there was this game series I fucking loved. I always rented it at Blockbuster. It was called Tomba. I don't know if you ever played those games. It was like one of those platformer games. You were like this jungle boy with like pink ass hair, and he fucking...
Spell it.
Tomba. Like, whenever, because we used to have a Blockbuster right outside my neighborhood. Looking back at it, not safe, but I would ride my bike there and just rent Tomba whenever it was in stock. And like, you have like a little...
I have never played this.
It wasn't as popular of a game, but man, those games were like my childhood. I loved the Tomba games. Literally just some angry jungle boy.
I am looking at pictures. Yes, I see the angry jungle boy.
And he had like a mace on a chain was like his weapon. He just like... You were killing the evil swine. What a good-ass game. Fuck yeah. I'm so jacked. Man, I want Tomba to come back. So.
Looks nice, yeah.
What about you, then? What are some games, not KOTOR, that you would bring back? Or re-update, I guess.
Quake.
So.
Not arena, not multiplayer. I want Quake single player.
Okay, because I was about to say, Quake Champions has been out for a little bit, the multiplayer one.
Yeah, and I know Quake, what was it, Quake Wars came out.
I was never as big into the Quake game, so you know more about it than I do.
It came out a while ago, and it just didn't do very well, but Quake 4 did pretty good. And Quake 4 got, like, mediocre reviews. I fucking loved it.
It was Quake 4.
Quake 4 was awesome.
Was that a 360 or like...
It was 360. It was the same. It came out very close to Doom 3. It's the same engine.
Okay. That's what I thought. And it was like a little bit slower pace like Doom 3, right?
Yeah, but it was more... The reason I liked it is because it's not set on just like demons. It's like a war between humanity and the Strogg.
Another game like...
So there's like Marines and stuff.
That's kind of cool.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Another game, like way off topic. I never really played it. I played one of them for a little bit, but do you ever watch or play the Tribes games?
Tribes.
They were like these PvP games. Like, I know there's like a fan-made Tribes game out right now, but looking back at it, like those are some of like the craziest multiplayer games to watch because it's like y'all like fly through the air, but I think the mechanics called skiing. It's like when you jump in the air, you like hit a slope of a hill and kind of like ski it down and ramp up another hill to like clear big areas to like capture their flag. And there's like a goalkeeper, like defenders and attackers. Like it's like I said, I never really played it. I played one, but I love watching Tribes videos, like frag movies of them. Like professional Tribes players are really good Tribes players. It is unbelievable to watch. Like even if you had never played a Tribes game, you could watch and be like, I respect what I'm seeing. So yeah. So would that be the only game, or is there like? I mean, if that's the only one you thought of, I just had 3 off the top of my head, but I don't know if there were some other.
Of course, Brute Force.
Ooh,
of course, Brute
Force. I feel like that should have been your first one.
Quake. I don't know. Quake. I loved.
I know you've always mentioned Brute Force. You were always like,
yeah, Brute Force definitely.
Damn, we are long overdue for like anything Brute Force.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Fuck, who developed that game? Do you remember off the top of your head? Look. I mean, I know it was a Microsoft exclusive game, but like, Who was the developer specifically? Man.
By Microsoft.
That's all it says.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it. Dude, what a good game.
2003.
Remember the MechAssault games?
MechAssault, yeah, that was pretty cool.
Sorry, I'm like thinking back to like all the games I played at the time. Anyway, we're going off topic. So yeah, I'd say like Fable, SOCOM, or Tomba. Spencer says Quake and Brute Force.
I will say though, I don't remember Brute Force looking this bad.
Let me see. Ugh, that's rough.
I pulled up a picture on.
It's kind of rough. Like that's the thing though. It's like rose-colored glasses. Like looking back at it, like back then you're like, oh, this looks so good. Like I'm sure like SOCOM looked great, but I'm sure if I pulled up like a screenshot of SOCOM, I'd be like, this game looks like ass.
Which one was it?
SOCOM, just SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs. I think that's what it was called.
PS2, yeah.
PS2. I'm sure looking at the screenshots, it's probably not the best looking game.
It really doesn't look that bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's not bad.
It looks much better than Brute Force. Brute Force looks like diarrhea.
Brute Force looks pretty beat. So, speaking of games like being rebooted and like remade and like revived and all that stuff, one of my old favorite classic games, Destroy All Humans, is getting an HD remake.
I can say that while I've always wanted to, I never have played a Destroy All Humans game.
I'm really surprised. I feel like that would be like a game like right up your alley. Like we just never really gave it any mind. Like
I don't know. I just always waited for it to go on sale. Then whenever it did, I got distracted by something else.
Yeah.
Like maybe something that I would interpret, not that Goofy makes bad.
It's very goofy.
Yeah, but I just was like, oh, I only have an hour or two. I want to play Mass Effect or something.
Good. Yeah, I mean, Destroy All Humans, like one of the things, the weapon is an anal probe, and like you shoot someone with it, and they shit themselves so their head pops.
I like that.
It's pretty fun. But yeah, the Destroy All Humans remake, which is looking really, really good.
When does it come out?
July 28th.
Okay, I'll probably try it then.
I mean...
Is it multiplayer?
Single player only. So, nice. I'm hoping that being single player only, that means that the price tag is cheaper.
I don't know. I bet it's going to be minimum 40.
I'm fine with it being 40. 40 is a fair price for me. I feel like if you're going to remake a game, 40 is like should be your base.
Yeah, Predator was 40, by the way.
And that wasn't even a remake. That was a game. Yeah. In its defense, that game, I mean, you saw, launched kind of buggy. The $40. Oh, I remember you talked about this. I don't think we had this in our agenda. But I remember you, when we were playing Predator, you wanted to mention about how games get launched without being fully complete. And it's pretty like certain that, hey, developers know this. Because it happens with every fucking game that comes out.
Yeah. And so what Kevin is referencing is in Predator, when I first booted it up, because I got it a few hours before Kevin did, and so I played a few matches by myself. As soon as I logged in, like a message popped up on the main menu of Predator, and it said users are reporting long queue times for games, like we're aware and investigating. And
on launch day.
Yeah, on launch day. And it just kind of pissed me off a little bit because my first queues were, 3, 4, 5 minutes. And in my head, it's like, so you're releasing a multiplayer-only game and nobody stress test the servers.
There was a beta.
Optimized
there was a beta.
But they didn't optimize anything, or it wasn't optimized enough, and they still released it and collected my money. And then they put out a huge patch the second day it was out.
So, okay. So
is that not fucked up?
It's not fucked up, but I'll play the other side of that argument just because.
I've already got it. I don't even know what you're going to say, and I already have a counter argument.
Making a patch a day after its launch is faster than most other game companies will do.
Okay, so what about on my... I'm leaning in and glaring at Kevin right now.
Yeah,
What about back in the day on my PS2 or my Nintendo 64? There was no fucking patch. They had to finish the game and release it.
That's true.
So why now have we accepted as a society that these developers and whatnot get to collect our money but not give us a finished product? Sure, they might patch it, or they might not. They have no obligation to patch it.
All right, since you got you flipped that one around on me like you got intense, I'll flip it right back on you then. Why'd you buy the game knowing that was going to happen?
I didn't think that was going to happen.
Fuck you.
Multiplayer only game, I figured I would get in there. Bethesda is like one of the few developers. Like Doom Eternal didn't have any issues.
Yeah, I don't think it really did.
Didn't have any issues, multiplayer or single player. And like that's odd because Bethesda's like the only developer that I would expect
bugs from.
I would go in acknowledging I'm taking the risk as the consumer here.
I mean, Skyrim and Fallout like kind of like have some of their notoriety from bugs.
Yeah, just like cows and stuff flying off mountains.
Or like or the horse that can just scale a 90-degree mountain. Just those make the game though. Like those
they do.
Like I said, I think we talked about this a little bit, but it's like, could you imagine if a Bethesda game like released like an Elder Scrolls that had 0 bugs?
It'd be fucking awesome.
It would be awesome, but I feel like at the same time you'd be like, where's the shitty like goofy shit? Nice.
But in conclusion about that, it just I feel like it's become accepted that that's okay.
It's become accepted because it's like people are so they want that instant gratification. They're not going to be like, we're boycotting until it's complete. Like everyone does it. I mean, I watch like,
no, it's just so fucked up.
It's a double-edged sword because we're just like, fuck this. Like you'll need to fix your shit. And then we buy it. Like the next game gets announced. We're like, we're buying it launch day. And it's like
pre-order.
I didn't pre-order Predator. I thought about pre-ordering it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to.
I haven't pre-ordered a game since I got physically molested by the original Destiny. I literally have not pre-ordered a game since that day. I was devastated. I was furious.
Yeah, I remember like we got the game and you were like, this game looks like shit.
It looked so bad.
And then you were like playing it like, this isn't fun at all. Like, what's the story of Destiny?
I don't know.
Exactly.
You tell me, man.
I don't fucking know.
It's just Halo with no story.
I wouldn't even gratify it that much.
Oh, you like that?
It's ass.
Boone likes it.
Okay. We have to touch on this every time.
But no. So yeah, that was it frustrated me a little bit that queue times were jacked up. And that the AI was laughably bad. It was like 64 AI.
Yeah, it was like many generations ago level AI.
Yeah, and it was concerning because like Kevin and I, when we were playing, we were talking about it. We were like, we have no guarantee they're going to fix this. Sure enough, they did the next day, but we had no guarantee. We didn't know.
That gives me a good sign that they're going to try and keep this game alive as long as they can.
Yeah, I hope so.
It'd be fun. Like give us some events like an AVP mode or some new maps or missions.
Aliens.
Yeah, because I feel like after a while, that'd be a crossover for the ages. But I feel like after a while, doing the same fucking drug bust or kill this,
it's gonna get old.
It's gonna get so old.
And add missions of like hunting aliens as the humans.
That'd be intense.
And then the predators involved somehow.
Or, could do that. Or it's like maybe like as time goes on, like they'll nerf and tweak certain classes and like predators and weapons that like. Maybe they'll readjust, like do a rebalancing of what the predators, how they work, and it's like it could make the dynamic play a lot differently.
Yep, I agree.
Cool. Well, yeah, like I said, Predator, fun game if you have friends. Would not recommend it if you're just like, unless you're the most diehard of Predator fans with expendable income, I'd say honestly pass. But if you've got like 2 or 3 friends who are like, I'd be down if you're down, jump on it.
You're down.
I'm uninstall. Oh fuck! I'll see if I can get a refund or uninstall it. I don't give a shit. So, I know we talked about the Fortnite thing also. Like we'd been talking about Fortnite a little bit. They had the Travis Scott event. Do you see that Fortnite has like a new map / mode coming out called Party Royale?
Party Royale, yeah, where there's no weapons and you just do stuff.
You just kind of chill.
I mean, that sounds like what kids want to do. Hey man, let's get on Fortnite and let's dance our little asses off.
They have like these.
Let's have a good time.
They have like these phone booth things where you can change your skins and emotes. So people are just gonna, it's just gonna be a bunch of like kids being like, look at this emote I got, and then they just do like the same emote that 300 other people on the island are doing. Just a bunch of dumbasses and dumbass skins fucking flossing. I'll still probably give it a go just to see what it's like. Because I'll
still get it, yeah.
I mean, it's free. It's not like I'm paying for it. I mean, it's like I saw someone where it's like there's like soccer games you could play. So it's like I might just hop on to see what it's like. Because it's like I really don't necessarily want to play Fortnite because I don't want to get...
I'd rather reinstall GTA 5 and play that online.
Ooh, I mean, if you're down, I installed it.
PC or PS4?
PC.
Jackass.
All right, not playing then. That's fine then. So yeah, Fortnite Party Royale. It's a new update. It's supposed to be They said it's just like no sweat, just fun, which, I mean, I'm not good at Fortnite. I'm not trying to go up against these engineers who could build quadruple tiered safe houses like in the middle of a field, like because I shot him once in the foot. So I'm down to give that a go.
You know a game that I haven't played but I've always wanted to play?
What?
Earth Defense Force.
Ooh,
It looks goofy but fun.
I've watched videos on that, and I've debated like messaging you, being like, "Do you want to try this game out?" Because it looks just like mindless, like wave killing, like just not like a shooting gallery, but just like here's a fuckload of bugs, and you're just whoa bugs,
Rico.
It's a bug planet. What got you on like the topic of Earth Defense Force though? Like, did you just like see
it? Thinking of the style of game of like destroy all humans.
Dude, Earth Defense Force is weird. Like,
I've never played it. I know they're on like 4 now.
I think you have 4 or 5 or something.
I haven't played a single one.
They're like, I've never played them either. I've watched YouTube videos of them, and it's just like, I mean, the one video I watch is like they're in the city. The games don't necessarily look the best. Like, even though they're current gen games, like looking at it, you'd be like, this is probably a PS3 era game. Because it's just like a third-person shooter, and there's just giant ants running around and like some big-ass mothership in the sky, and you're just...
That sounds badass.
I feel like if you had a couple drinks, it could be like mindless fun. I mean, if you're down, we can maybe look into it.
I'm in.
What's it on? Do you know?
Let me look.
But yeah, so while he's looking, I mean, yeah, the games have like kind of like a cult following. Because I mean, I said they're not the best looking, but they're on like Earth Defense Force 4 or 5, so. Obviously, they're doing something right that they can keep making them.
They're on 5 and 6 has been announced.
Jesus Christ. For what, though? Like, what are they on? Does it say?
I'm looking at, wow, it actually has, Earth Defense Force 5 has strong reviews.
See? I told you, they have good reviews, but it's like...
Windows, so PC and PlayStation.
I mean, I'd be down. If it's cheap enough, maybe. I mean, I know we just bought Predator, so if Earth Defense Force is like $20, I would not be opposed to it at all.
I mean, it's got really strong reviews.
Really? Like what? Like what's the rating?
GameSpot 8 out of 10.
Damn.
Metacritic 76. IGN 8.3 out of 10.
That's surprising.
That's pretty high. It's hard to get a game that high.
Yeah, like across the board like that. Damn. Yeah, this might be one we have to look into.
On Steam, it has 2.2 thousand reviews with over a 9.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was, like, good.
I didn't know either. I knew they were played, but Jesus. So I know you mentioned that was, like, a game that you have never played. Like, kind of going off that a little bit, what's a game that you may have, like, just started playing and then you might not have ever... finished playing?
Sleeping Dogs.
That wasn't even on my list, but I'll throw my vote in for that as well.
I played like the first 3 or 4 hours of it, and it was awesome.
It's so good.
It was awesome, but then it was my shit ass Asus laptop.
Oh boy, here we go.
And so it died, and the save files were not on my Steam cloud; they were on
the actual computer.
And I just never booted it back up, but I had a ton of fun when I played it.
Yeah, that game. Like I remember, I got it when I first got my PC. It was really fun.
Yeah, I need to replay it.
The other, I'd say, like I said, that wasn't one even on my radar. But once you said, I'm like, you know what? Yeah. But the other one I'd have to say too is I started Devil May Cry 5 and just have never gotten around to finishing it. But I mean, I like those hack and
suck.
Okay, fine. Get Sleeping Dogs in.
I have it.
Play it.
I will.
Doesn't seem like you're making a fucking effort, boy. Let's play Predator. Let's play Predator. Or are you just gonna keep playing Overwatch?
I play Predator and Overwatch.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Overwatch, so what's the current meta right now? Bans and all that.
The current bans are Hammond, McCree got banned again, and
why?
Another DPS I'm drawing a blank on, and then Mercy.
So. Because, like, I feel like we touch on Overwatch every episode, and we can always do this because it's always kind of live. But it's like, what's the point of these hero bans? So my theory is that Jeff dumbass Kaplan doesn't know how to balance his own game, so he's just banning certain people until he can read the like internet reviews and people being like, "Man, this game's good the way it is," and then he can be like, "All right, cool, here's the meta." Like, it seems very lazy to just constantly be banning certain heroes.
That's what League of Legends does too, though.
Do they?
I think so.
I don't play I don't play. I thought the hero bans were like when you load up a game, like each person gets
they can pick.
Yeah, it's not like global wide. Like you can't play.
What I thought it was going to be.
I feel like I said, I feel like that's just.
And they do it based off of.
I feel like it's just lazy.
Of play percentage. So like if a hero is constantly getting picked, they ban it. So that's why Echo and McCree keep flip-flopping. Because now Echo...
Is McCree that played?
Oh, yeah. McCree's still like a go-to DPS.
Oh, shit. I suck ass as McCree.
Yeah, he's tough to play. Good McCree's run the game, though.
I mean, when I used to play Pharah, like, if I saw McCree, I'd immediately be, like, a little tilted. Because I'm like, cool, I'm not going to be able to do much this game.
Yeah.
And, like, especially if they were a good one, just... dead every time. And it's like, nice. I can't fucking do shit. The 100 damage headshot. Well, glad
the other DPS will come to me.
Glad that for your sake, Echo's back in the game.
It's Widow.
Damn, 2 really powerful hit scans.
Dude, they keep doing that, and then next week Echo will be gone, and then they'll be back, and then keep flip flopping. I'm pissed.
I wonder why they take out like 2 of the most powerful hit scans. Like, so what hit scan wise? That just leaves who? Soldier?
Ashe.
Oh, Ashe. I forget about
Ashe and Soldier still.
Okay, that's fair enough. I guess I completely forgot about Ashe.
Fuck Ashe.
Bob,
do something.
All right.
Fuck Bob.
What are the robots called in that game? Like their race or like whatever. Omnics,
yeah.
Fucking assholes. Bob the dumbass Omnic. We're getting really pissed.
Yeah, what the fuck are you getting so pissed about?
You know what? We're getting pissed. Let's talk about it. What's your hot take of the week? I know we touched on this earlier, and I just want to hear.
I might have to. Let me debate the other one in my subconscious while I tell this story. So we were playing Predator the other day, and as Kevin mentioned, if you're the Predator and like you get killed, you have the option to like launch to like use your wrist bomb like he does in the movie, and he can blow up and kill everybody. And so we had this really bad Predator.
One of those ones that just rushes you thinking he's a tank, and it's like, no.
And we destroyed this guy. Like, he just jumped into the middle of us, and we just gunned him down. And then something happened. This was, like, earlier when we were playing. We weren't aware of, like, how to disarm the wrist bomb and stuff. And so this...
I don't even think he got the wrist bomb off. I thought we killed him, like, entire... Oh, no, he did get the wrist bomb off,
because then he blew us up. So he got the wrist bomb, like, tick, tick, and you hear the Predator.
Blew us, meaning me and Spencer. The Marines overall won.
Yeah, so but he blew us up because we were trying to defuse it. We didn't know what was going on. And so remember, in this situation, that means the Predator lost. Like, the Predators, they lost.
Unless he kills all 4 of you with the explosion, which he didn't.
He did not. So he lost. And at the end of the game, when it goes back to, like, the score screen, the 4 Marines and the Predator can all talk to each other again.
And in the beginning.
And so we go back to this screen, and then this guy's like mocking the Predator's mocking the Predator laugh after losing, and he's like, like he fucking won. I just go off on this guy.
Yeah, I remember you're like, what the fuck are you laughing at?
What the fuck are you laughing at? You fucking lost, idiot.
He didn't respond after that.
No, sit down.
I just loved how like he was just having like a good time just mocking like the Predator, and just you. What the fuck are you laughing at? Like, all right, you need to fucking slow it down, Slick.
He got wrecked though. That's his fault.
I mean, he did get wrecked. We also got wrecked in his defense, but that's because we were trying. Like, we didn't know we could defuse it until it was too late.
Yeah.
And then we were just hitting buttons. Like, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do.
So, what was your other pissed off moment then? Oh. You said there were 2. Is it Overwatch? Is it Overwatch?
This one is just This one's just. I'm not even gonna yell on this one. I'm just defeated. Just bad DPS, man.
Why? Oh, I think you told me something about this.
What did I tell you?
I think you said something where it's like you were playing as Ryan, and the DPS was just blaming you, and you were like, dude, what the fuck?
Oh yeah. I mean, that happens like every game. They just blame the tanks. He was like, "Hey, good job creating space," when like I didn't have any support or anything. Or like the DPS would just go in by himself and then die and then be like, "Where the fuck's my team? I'm pushing up." And it's like, dude, why don't you fucking go by yourself, man?
They said you weren't going to yell. I'm trying to think. I might have to come back to my piss off. I mean, my only thing is like I was playing the Halo campaigns. I was doing like one of the playlists. And like I was just trying to get it over with. So I was like holding forward, trying to like speed run the level more or less. And it's like whenever I play like heroic and try, I can like it's manageable. But when I feel like I was like trying to speed run while still killing stuff, it was a very one-sided battle because every time I would try to just do the simplest like checkpoint, I would just get completely wiped. But it's like on heroic, I could do that checkpoint and it's like it would be fine. So it just felt like the fact that I was trying to blow through this, the game was like, fuck you. It's like I was literally just playing it like in my room by myself, like fuck this, like getting mad at like the campaign on normal because of my own stupidity and dumb luck. But yeah, that's really all I'd have to say about piss off wise. I mean,
sounds like you should play Overwatch.
I did reinstall Overwatch. I mean, man,
you can play Echo, big boy.
I'd probably, because I'm so bad at Overwatch, I'd probably still play Echo and still not be good. I have to see if they have a person on the team, on the enemy team who I'd want to be, then maybe I'll give Echo a try. If I can piss people off to like how you got pissed off, reinstalling would have been all worth it. We need to get someone, we can get one of your DPS friends. I don't know if they do it, but get one of your friends to play a Mei. And if we can get 2 Meis running around, like if I'm an Echo and like one of our teammates is a Mei, I feel like that would make everything so worth it.
God, that's so awful.
Do you imagine just like walling off like a team, like isolating them in a corner and then just spraying them all with like ice, freezing them, and then just icicling them? That's amazing.
Amazing. Oh, all right. We're going to end here.
Winky face.
We're done.
My least favorite voice line in the entire game. I hate divas who spam that shit. You all right there, big man? He's over here rubbing his eyes.
With the back of my hand, not my fingers.
Yeah, but why?
They itched, but I didn't want to put Corona in my eyes.
6 feet apart. So, did you have any more like serious things you want to talk about? Because also said you had.
Just the only side note is that Last of Us 2 got delayed.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that again
until June 19th.
For now, we'll report back next episode, and it'll be delayed again.
Probably, we'll see.
Yeah, man, I really want that game to do good. Last of Us was so good. Last of Us like remastered, like that was like the game that came with my PS4. Like it's so much fun to play. So I'm hoping that it can do well.
So take me through this game that you came up with.
So like I said, you can. So this is just kind of like something I know we kind of do like little games like that we've done in the past, like quotes or shit like that. But this is kind of like something I did a few, and if you can think of any, let me know. So it was kind of like who would win in a fight, like video game characters edition. So
before you jump into this, before I forget, I saw this really cool video on
Jackass.
I think it was GameSpot.com.
Bitch.
Where they had like some like I'm not gonna pretend to fucking know the different martial arts. I don't know. Some martial arts masters that were recreating like the actual moves from Mortal Kombat.
That's kind of cool.
And they were like actually doing them. It was really cool to like see like a human body like do some of this stuff.
Could they do the Liu Kang bicycle kick?
Yeah. Wait, which one's that?
The one where he like jumps in the air and he's like, woo!
Okay, no, definitely not that one, you jackass.
You said they could do the moves.
They could do many of the moves, yes.
Were they doing fatalities on each other?
Yes, they would. All right, I'm out. I'm done. I'm out. Let's play your shitty game.
So this is kind of like I was trying to pick characters of like similar video game background, and we'll let you all throw it out there, and you can give your thing. And like I said, if you think of any, please throw them out because I only got a few. So the first one, 2 very similar games. One was inspired after the other. Resident Evil 4's Leon, right? Leon was Resident Evil 4, right?
You should know that.
Leon Kennedy?
You should know that.
Fuck you. Versus Dead Space's Isaac.
That's not even a fight.
Why?
Isaac's going to win.
And like for what reason though? Just because he's
brutality.
I mean, he's just a human.
He's covered in like metal armor though.
I guess. Let's say like base, like just engineering, just EVA suit. Like not the roided out Isaac from like Dead Space 3, like OG Dead Space 4.
Still, he's still covered in like a metallic suit.
You don't think Leon could hold his own?
I mean, but Leon's also like a special forces agent.
Yeah, so pretty much any main character in the Resident Evil games is.
It would depend on the terrain.
I mean, yeah, if it's like space, and obviously.
Well, I mean, like if it's like confined, like a ship or something, then I think Isaac's gonna win.
Yeah, I feel like if it was like.
But if it's like here in this house, then I think Leon's gonna win.
Yeah, I feel
assuming they have the same guns and everything.
Yeah. I just picked those games because like literally Dead Space was a spiritual successor to Resident Evil. All right, another one. I feel like this one might be one-sided, but.
Right, what's your answer?
I'd probably have to say Isaac. Solely because, one, the stomp, and two, Leon's special forces, but she's just kind of batshit insane. Like, there's a certain level of like when someone's crazy enough where it's like, okay, fuck this. I might not. That's why it's like whenever you fight, like, not that I've done it, but like when you see these videos of like people fighting crackheads, it's like they're fucking crazy. Like, you tase them and they just keep coming in. It's like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Isaac's on that level. So. Next one, I'm hoping this isn't too one-sided because I don't know the lore that well. Master Chief versus Space Marine.
Just a Space Marine.
Yes.
Are they both in their traditional armors?
Yeah, like Master Chief in his Spartan armor, Space Marine in his Space Marine armor. I didn't think Space Marines were like super fucking like high up the kill chain, food chain, whatever you want to call it in that world. So
they're pretty high.
Really?
They might as well be wearing. I mean, they are wearing power armor.
Yeah, like they have a power armor, but they're not like those like 25-foot like huge dudes.
Well, that's the Emperor of Mankind.
Jesus.
If it's one-on-one combat.
Okay, yeah, we'll tackle this one-on-one and then army versus army.
Like a squad of Spartans versus a squad of Space Marines.
Yeah. I feel
what I'm stuck on is I don't know how well Spartan armor is going to handle bolters.
So explain bolters.
They're like little explosive shells, but by little I mean they're big.
Is that like the? Oh yeah, those guns. Yeah, down that video when you're just like.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the first thing that's coming to mind. Strength wise, they're probably pretty equal.
That's what I thought. I figured strength.
But I feel like. Spartan armor is more high tech, but the Space Marine's physical body is more high tech than the Chief's body, I would say.
I mean, the Spartans are like pretty genetically like augmented.
So are the Space Marines.
Really?
Yeah, they're all like they have multiple like different organs and stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's right. They have multiple organs. Spartans just have like reinforced like muscle skeletons and
they have all that too.
Okay,
so that's why I'm stuck on like.
Do Space Marines have like shields, like energy shields?
Or if they do, it's minimal. It's more like, to my knowledge, I'm not a super expert on all that, but it's more just kind of like thick armor.
Okay. So.
Space Marines are more brutal than
I feel
Spartans. It's going to depend.
I feel like if it was a 1v1, I'd maybe give it to a Space Marine.
I was going to say the opposite.
Really?
I would say 1v1, I'd probably give it to like a Spartan.
I would think because a Space Marine, like they're just literally bred to kill. Like. They are merciless killers. Versus if it was squad v squad, I'd give it a Spartan because Spartans are.
I'm gonna look this up on the internet. I bet you anything. There's a whole debate out there about this.
If I had to say, so if it was 1v1, I'd say maybe Space Marines. But if it was like squad v squad, I'd say Spartans because Spartans are like trained to be like as tactical as they can be to the point where they sacrifice any sort of like emotion and care for like each other to strictly get their mission done. So like. If someone dies in battle, they're not like, oh, man down. They're like, all right, get fucked. We're still continuing the mission. Like they're one-way driven war machines. So and I feel like you put a squad of them together that are like linked up. And like going into the books, like look at Blue Team. Like they'd been training since they were kids. Like they knew exactly. They each had their role. They knew exactly how to work together.
That's the same with the Astartes.
Oh, they are?
From kids, yeah, also.
Okay,
like,
fuck.
And it's the same process where, like 75% of them die before they can even, like, get augmented.
God damn.
That's why like I'm stuck on.
But it's like I feel like I don't play it enough, so I could be completely ignorant. But I feel like Warhammer military tactics are more like aggression and guerrilla warfare versus
they're also very different. Yeah,
militant tactical.
Like the Space Marines are meant to be like the primary, other than like the Imperial Guard, which are just like dudes like us. They're meant to be kind of like the fist against all these massive aliens.
Essentially, when like an alien's like, we declare war, we're like, fuck with these guys.
They have special like Space Marine, more like tactical units, but I'm thinking of just like your standard
generic Space Marine versus
like generics. He would much prefer to just like jump in with a chainsword and start like
moshing,
gutting up orcs. So I don't know. Maybe I think you're right. Maybe in a group setting, it's more likely that the Spartans win, but in a one-on-one, it's more equal.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how strong. I mean, Spartans can flip tanks. I'm assuming that like Space Marines can have similar strength. I mean, they're fucking huge. The big thing is the Spartans have shields. So when it came to projectiles, I know don't Space Marines use plasma weapons.
They can use
shields protect. Like, I mean, I know
they can use plasma or bolter, but also you have to remember that they're also they can't wait to pull out like chain swords and shit.
Like once they're like in reaching distance, they're like, all right, time to go.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's not like Spartans really don't have like anything other than like a combat knife. Like if they got into like a hand-to-hand, a Space Marine would just pretty much pull out a sword and be like, all right, let's go, boy. Have you found any debates?
So everyone is saying stuff that makes sense that I think is too in detail for us. People are essentially saying it depends on which Spartan it is. Like, is it John or is it Linda?
Walker, Kelly.
It depends on who it is. Because that's going to determine, like, of course, John's going to be better than, like, Linda.
Yeah, Linda's, like...
She's a sniper, I think, right?
Yeah, is Linda the sniper or is Kelly?
One of them is the sniper. I don't remember.
Yeah, one of them's a sniper and is fast as shit. I think it's Kelly. Yeah, like, Kelly's, like, can run, like, fucking, like, 40, 50-something miles per hour. It's like, she's unbelievably fast.
And then, like, these people are all saying... And then the flip side is it depends on which chapter of Space Marine. Because they're all different.
Okay, see, I didn't know enough about the lore. I thought there was just kind of like your generic, like, here's a Space Marine. Okay. That was interesting. Now this one, taking the movies out of consideration, like I want to hear your thoughts. This isn't necessarily...
Wait, I want to read this.
All right.
This person's trying to like level it out. They say... At the end of the day, the differences between them aren't that big. That is to say, the Spartans could take on the Space Marine, but only if circumstances were totally ideal for the Spartan, and they were quite lucky to boot. Bare minimum, the Marine would need to be unaware of the Spartan, and the Spartan would need the full benefit of having an AI in tow.
That's a good point, too, because Spartans have the AI that help guide them when they're...
Spartans do not.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So this you may know more about than me. This is actually a fun topic. So
yeah, I kind of had a feeling that we could like legitimately talk about this.
So this may be a little too in depth, but I think it's.
I love if it's Halo lore, I'm down.
It is. So this is from the same guy. He says even more important than the circumstances is who the Spartan 2 is. One of the A tiers like Naomi, or a member of Blue Team, or even better, an S tier meaning Master Chief or Noble 6.
Dude, Noble 6. Fuck yeah.
His grammar's a little messed up, so it's hard to read. Noble 6 would be less like a Scion. I think that's a Warhammer term. Less like a Scion.
Okay.
And more like a... Yeah, he's using terms of Warhammer. I don't even know what they are.
Jesus.
Officio Asornium Vindicare Assassin. Like, I don't know. This basically comes down to the same factors as before. The cover, Marine's awareness, presence of the AI... but with a finger on the scales of the Spartans. So, like, yeah, I think it just depends on which Spartans
and what the environment and, like, who has who.
Oh, you'll like this, his final comment. So, an average Spartan. So, the average Spartan probably loses 9 out of 10 times.
All right.
Depending almost entirely on the initial circumstances. The high-tier Spartans would probably lose only about 5 out of 10 times. So, even... But I'd guess that they'd only die 2 out of 10 and could get away the rest, blah, blah, blah.
Okay. I mean, the more even one, Like, okay,
that's fair. Spartans are going to be much slower than Spartans, though.
Yeah, I mean, in that video we watched, they're just like...
Yeah, they're heavier.
They're not fast, versus Spartans are like... break out into like a 30-mile sprint, 30-mile-per-hour sprint like it's nothing. Okay, cool. So this one isn't necessarily video games, but we've been talking about it, and I just want to hear your thing, taking the books and movies, whatever they say. Alien versus Predator. Who would you say? Like to even this out a little bit more, let's say like a small alien hive versus like a predator hunting clan.
And they're both aware of each other.
Yes, like let's say like they're like on like the predator's hunting world, like so it's like the aliens are kind of like
it's like a 10v10.
Sure. Maybe like
the aliens are gonna win that all day.
You think?
All day.
Why? What makes you think that?
Well, like Alien versus Predator, there were only 3 predators and like that one alien, and there were only a few aliens, and that one there were multiple aliens, but one of the aliens was able to kill 2 of the predators.
But then that one predator was able to kill like 6 aliens.
I think assuming that they both knew what was going on, I think as long as the aliens stuck together, the predators, as soon as they show themselves, are done.
I feel like...
I mean, but that's also like the predators are supposed to be undernumbered.
Yeah,
that's how they operate.
That's why when you said 10v10, I was thinking more of like maybe a 5v10, because it's like predators don't go like in an even fight because there's no honor. I'd say like, so let's say like 5 predators, or like I think like a hunting squad is like 4. Like in that movie Predators, wasn't it 4?
I think it's 3.
I thought it was 4. No, maybe it is 3.
I think it's 3. Yeah.
So let's say like a 3v like 7 then, because 3v10 seems pretty stacked.
I think it depends on the territory. If it's on a tight
forest,
forest, I think predators have huge advantage. But if it's on like a tight ship, the aliens have the advantage because they can use ducks and stuff.
A city.
Ooh, a city, I still think there's enough open spaces. I think the more open it is, the more predators have the advantage.
Okay, that makes more sense because aliens are very like sneak attack, hide in the shadows. You can't really do that in like an open field. I'd say like, okay, yeah. I'd say I'd probably give it like a 6 to 10 for in the predator's favor.
Okay.
Because it's like, if you think about it too, like one predator is outfitted with like discs, plasma caster, a spear, nets, and a combi stick. Like they're loaded to the teeth. But I mean, like aliens have like their
aliens are more physically like capable.
I think they aren't aliens like stronger than predators. Like probably. They're bigger, I think too. Like if they stand up.
It also depends on like how aged they are, because like a seasoned alien is massive.
Yeah. I mean, then we start getting all the different classes.
Exactly. So it's kind of the same. I'm assuming we're just operating under...
Like, if it's a pred alien, all those predators are fucking done. Like, the pred alien's a fucking tank. Queen, we're not talking about queens. Okay, and then I had one more, and I feel like you might know this, but it just kind of stuck into my head. So I was like, you know what, let me ask. Greek Pantheon Kratos versus Norse Pantheon Kratos.
I gotta go with Greek.
Because, like, what's your reason behind it? I feel like I already know, but it's like, I'll just ask.
I think he's more wild.
He's very wild.
The way
Zeus!
He's not old.
But I feel like the old Norse kind of Kratos, like, he doesn't just run into his battles like ready to go. Like he's a little bit more like, even like when he's talking like Atreus when he's playing, he's telling you like, you fight your opponents like this. Like when he's telling him like his stories, is like, this is how you handle an opponent. Like this is how you fight and defend yourself. Like know when to fight. So it's like, I feel like maybe that that little bit more like mental game could be good. And that's the thing too. The fucking axe. The axe is pretty brutal.
I would say though the only way that old Kratos is winning, or Norse Kratos, is if his son is in danger. Because that's like a next unlocked level.
Once Atreus is in danger, like Norse Kratos fucking...
Because he has something to fight for, whereas Greek Kratos only has...
Anger.
But
he has a fuckload of anger. Yeah. Zeus! I loved playing Gears 3 Remastered. Every time he'd see a god... Like, what battle was it? The Mercury one? Is that Mercury the guy who could run real fast? Hermes. Dude, that battle was my favorite.
He finally catches him.
Just cuts off his fucking legs. Hermes, like... Just sitting there like Like Hermes just runs up ahead of you and just like sits up with his feet up on like a thing, like on a railing. And Kratos just comes here, rips his fucking legs off and puts his boots on. Like, holy fuck. That was definitely like, okay, Kratos definitely, or Helios, when he just fucking rips off his head. Every time you pull his head out.
Holds it up. Yeah.
Dude, I have to give it to Greek Kratos unless Norse Kratos, like if Greek Kratos was like, I'm going to kill Atreus, then Norse Kratos is like, I'm literally going to fuck you up. Could you think of any like character v characters off the top of your head? If you had to think of one?
Off the top of my head.
I wanted to involve like Doomslayer and something, but I'm like, what the fuck can I put Doomslayer?
I was guessing, as soon as I heard this, I thought you were going to pick Doomslayer versus Chief. And I was going to pick Doomslayer.
Yeah, no, that's why I was trying to think. I was like, what the fuck can I put Doomslayer? And I was thinking like Doomslayer versus like a higher up Space Marine, but I'm like, I still feel like Doomslayer might have that one.
Okay, what about the Armored Titan?
Okay, so this is off video games a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, still, you'll see.
I think I might know where you're going with this.
Armored Titan or Gypsy Danger?
I knew it. Ooh.
Because Armored Titan, by definition, is faster.
Isn't Gypsy Danger bigger, though?
Gypsy Danger? I mean, I'm assuming they're relatively close.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really scale it.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. Okay, you know what? Well, I think about this. Same thing, but replace Gypsy Danger with Cherno Alpha.
Oh, it's done. Cherno Alpha.
Cherno Alpha is our favorite Jaeger from Pacific Rim, and if you watch the movie, you'll know exactly why. Because she is a brutal war machine. And her pilot, the douchebag Russian dude. Okay, anyway, Gypsy Danger versus Armored Titan. It's another kind of environment thing, because if it's like out in an open field, I'd probably say that Armored Titan would win. But if it's in like a city, I'd give it to Gypsy Danger solely because it's like, I mean, look in Pacific Rim, like he's using like his environment to his advantage. Like when he's fighting that one, he grabs like the crates in his hands, uses them as brass knuckles, dude. And then he's walking through town carrying a fucking freighter ship.
Breaking as much shit as possible.
Yeah, and then holds up a fucking ship, like a big freighter ship, like a sword, and then just beats the shit out of it. So it's like, but then like he also has like the whip sword, he's got the plasma cannon, like the afterburner in his chest. Fuck.
But Armored Titan can also regenerate pretty fast.
Yeah, unless you specifically hit the back of the neck. I don't know, man. That plasma caster, once it charges up,
he could just shoot the head off.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a second for that plasma caster to charge, and the Armored Titan's fast as fuck.
Yeah, he's pretty fast.
But if that thing got a charge and he had a clear shot, I'd say there's no chance there. I mean, it blew through that Jaeger in the movie, just like 2 shots and it was done. Better go back and double check.
Yeah. Empty the clip, and they didn't have any clip left to shoot the
one that
pterodactyl type one.
Yeah,
Duke Nukem versus Serious Sam.
Ooh,
both goofballs. I think it's Serious Sam.
I think
Serious Sam is a naughty motherfucker.
Yeah, and I feel like Serious Sam has definitely probably been through more shit. Like Duke Nukem's like Serious Sam's just constantly killing shit. Duke Nukem's fucking whores half the time, so he's not as seasoned.
What about a Big Daddy from BioShock?
Okay.
Versus Pyramid Head.
Ooh.
Those are 2 kind of obscure characters.
So kind of going back to the Kratos thing.
Yeah, if the little sister,
if Pyramid Head was threatening the little sister,
which he would,
then
that's the scenario.
The Big Daddy, because once that little sister's threatened, the Big Daddy goes insane. Like that intro scene in BioShock when you see the Big Daddy,
just drills
like
him.
Yeah, that one guy's like, "Come here, little girl," and then like the Big Daddy, she's like, "No, Mr. Bubbles." Dude just crashes through the wall and pins him against the wall with the drill. That scene was insane. But at the same time, Pyramid Head's fucking.
He's pretty. He might get physical.
He's intimidating. He's a force to be reckoned with. Like one of those like just slow moving. You'd be like, oh, it's fine, but then like when he really gets into it, like, oh shit. trying to think of like what some other ones might be. Yeah, I see you making a face. You have one?
What about...
Oh, no.
Samus versus Chief.
Ooh. In strength-wise, Chief. But Samus has...
She's probably used to that.
True. I mean, she fights Ridley, who's a fucking, like, space dragon. And her weaponry, like, she's got the...
She can charge it up.
She could charge it. She could do, like, the screw attack, like the up B from Smash. And then, like, the whole, like, when she can roll around, like, she's got maneuverability like Chief couldn't even imagine. So it's like worst case scenario, like if they were in like a more confined, like claustrophobic, like maze-like environment, I'd say Samus all the way, because it's like if she could get the jump on Chief and he was like, what the fuck? She could just like roll away and just constantly sneak attack him, and then just Chief would be like, all right, fuck this. Man, I didn't even think about Samus versus Chief. That's actually pretty... Samus to the up B. Best move in the game.
Oh, it is the best move in the game. What about Iron Man versus Prophet from Crisis?
Ooh.
I still think Iron Man.
Iron Man can like fly and do all this crazy shit. He can, like, Prophet's limited his arsenal. If we're talking about like Endgame Iron Man with the nano suit that can just change to whatever gun or gadget he wants, then yeah, I'd say Iron Man. But if it was like maybe OG, like first movie Iron Man, we're getting a little bit more even now. Minus the flying, like Prophet's pretty insane.
Prophet's he's pretty intense.
Like,
what a good game.
Yeah, isn't Prophet like he's like genetically altered too, like crazy, right?
I think so.
And then his suits also like enhances his abilities even more, right?
Yeah.
Because like he can go like invisible and like add strength to himself. Like he can like do like a strength thing where his punches are stupid powerful, or like a speed one where he's fast as shit. Okay, I give that. I'm trying to think of like,
this Superman.
Are you just looking up a list?
Or Goku?
I feel like if I give an answer to this could cause discourse. Probably Goku. I mean, well, Superman doesn't have to charge up his shit. Like, Goku's attacks are powerful, but
Alduin versus Smaug.
Alduin versus Smaug? Fucking Alduin can summon a fucking meteor shower. Like, Smaug
just some fat fuck just sitting on gold.
Smaug's just Benedict Cumber dickhead sitting on a hoard of gold. Alduin roars and meteors start falling from the sky. That's pretty intense. Okay. Just because this is way off topic and they're not related at all. The Dragonborn versus the Doomslayer.
Dragonborn.
So you got a guy who's got the voice of dragons and magic and all that shit.
Doomslayer.
You think?
Doomslayer.
So it's like, I know Doomslayer, but it's like, what's not to say that like...
Doomslayer.
Okay.
Idiot.
What's not to say though that like... He could like shout at the Doomslayer and like get him off guard and then cast some like...
Rip and tear.
Nice. Fucking nice.
You haven't finished the game.
That was all it is for me. Oh, I guess if I had to throw I'd say like...
No, you haven't finished Doom.
Oh yeah, I haven't. I need to. I got Predator now, boy. I don't need Doom.
Let's play tonight.
Tomorrow.
All right, on that note.
Okay. Before we leave, a couple little announcements. So we started a Twitch channel.
Twitch?
Where we will more than likely be playing games like Predator, Overwatch, probably Halo. Those are
Dead Space 3.
Dead Space, maybe Synergy. I know we talked about doing the Half-Life co-op thing. So like I said, we've had one stream. We'll probably stream twice a week on that, give or take. I mean, we'll work the schedule out. Maybe we could do like Thursday, Saturdays or something. Or Thursday, Friday. I don't know. But
we'll figure it out.
So there's that. And then I also made a YouTube channel where it's literally just the audio. Until we start doing video, I'm just uploading the audio version. I know some people like will just pull up YouTube to listen to podcasts. Like I used to do that at my job versus like having Spotify open. I would just open a tab on my computer and be like, all right, whatever. So we're on YouTube. We're on Twitch. Still on Twitter. Like I said, any feedback, please reach out to us at KillCamCast@gmail.com or at KillCamCast on Twitter. And twitch.tv/KillCam Podcast. And I think that's all I really had to say for announcements. Do you have any other closing thoughts, or
No, I think this was a good cast.
Next week, I remember we talked about...
Hey, do you have any thoughts? Starts talking.
Well, no.
No, you do. You clearly have thoughts.
Well, for you, because this is your area of expertise, but next week we'll probably have some earnings report. I know that's what you said.
Yes, good call.
Because I know we had talked about they're coming up soon.
Yes, all the big companies are having their quarterly earnings reports early next week.
Big companies meaning like...
EA Games, Take-Two...
Activision?
Activision, all of them.
Okay, so yeah, especially with this quarantine, I'd love to see what those numbers...
I was looking at their stocks today and just a pre-look. They all look pretty strong right now.
Really?
So we'll see, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, hopefully, like I said, by next week we'll have a good estimate for that, or...
Stonks.
And other than that, I think that's really all we gotta say, right?
Yeah, that's it. Some good topics today.
So it'll probably be Thursday when this comes out. Say Wednesday? Fuck. That was my wife making noise in the background.
All right, well, until next time.
You want to say it?
You say it.
All right, well, yeah, like I said, I already know where this is going, and I'm about to start cutting it out. This has been episode 10.
10, yep. 10 big boys.
10 tall boys. Drunkcast next episode?
Drunkcast next time.
All right, fuck yeah. Well, until then, this has been Kevin of the KillCam Podcast, and
it's your boy, Big Sandwich.
All right. Fuck this. I'm getting so sick and tired of this being the ending.